Hello, my name is Betty Wade, and I'd like to welcome you to my Week 7 presentation for Management Principles 301 class. Today I will be discussing the decision-making process as shown on page 175 of our textbook. There are 5 steps in the decision-making process. Step 1 is to identify and define the problem. Step 2 is to generate and evaluate alternative solutions. Step 3 is to choose a preferred course of action. Step 4 is to implement the decision. And step 5 is to evaluate results. Now, the decision-making process is an important role in business, and it should not be taken lightly. And within this process, ethical reasoning should be used in all 5 steps. I personally feel that it is especially important to use ethical reasoning in step 3, where you are choosing a preferred course of action. Now, my example of the decision-making process happened about a month ago at my current job. The office manager was moving a couple of the customer service reps to different locations within the office, so she called me to come up to move the computers for her. Now, I'm going to use names for this example only because I feel that it would make it easier to follow along. Once I had the computers moved and got them turned back on, Kara's computer would not connect to the network. So, as in step 1, I needed to identify the problem. What I did was I took Kara's network cable and Cindy's network cable, and I swapped them so that Kara's network cable was plugged into Cindy's computer and Cindy's network cable was plugged in to Kara's computer. Now, Cindy was able to get back connected to our network, but Kara still was not. So that told me that Kara's network card was bad. Now I needed to generate and evaluate alternative solutions. In my mind, I only had 2 solutions. One was to replace the network card, or 2, give Kara a different computer. Now, when I evaluated these 2 solutions, I realized that I can replace a network card in 5 minutes. But if I chose to give Kara a different computer, I would have to go through our process of operating system deployment and then reinstall all of the necessary software that she would need. This process would take approximately an hour and a half. Now, normally we have a spare computer ready to go, but at this particular time we did not. So I chose to go ahead and replace the network card. Once I had it replaced and everything was back into place, Kara was able to finally get connected to our network. So I went to several of the servers on the network and I went to the internet just to make sure that her connection was up to par. So in this situation, I had to identify the problem, which was no network connection. I had to generate solutions, which my solutions were to replace the network card or to replace the computer. My next step was to choose a course of action, and I chose to replace the network card. Then I had to implement the decision. Now, in this particular example, that would be the physical replacement of the network card. And then I needed to evaluate the results. To do this, that is where I went to our different servers on the network to make sure they were accessible. I made sure we could get onto the internet. I made sure that we could get onto the intranet, and just to make sure that the connection speed was where it needed to be. Now, this is just one example of when I needed to use the decision-making process on my job. There have been several others, and I know that there will be several more to come. So I would like to thank you for your time, and I hope you have a good day.